So, Dabi is very energetic when he talks about the things that he loves. I mean, technically, what he loves is hating Endeavor, so I guess he's passionate about the things that he hates. Either way, we get his backstory in this chapter. So let's hit that intro. Hey guys, how's it going? It is your boy, Big Blue Drew 97 here, coming at you with another manga review for My Hero Academia. Manga chapter 291, titled Thanks for Being Alright. And when it comes to this chapter of My Hero Academia, a lot of it is still like additional reveals told through Dabi going through his explanation about what Endeavor has done, because frankly we've barely touched the surface of what Dabi really wanted to talk about in the video in last chapter being revealed to the world. We get even more of what Dabi just wants to say, and we get even more of Dabi basically explaining like why he's doing all of this, and even some reveals about his backstory as well as the backstory of Hawks. Ooh. And before I get into the review, I'd like to ask y'all to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Big Blue Drew 97, and leave a like and a comment down below on whether or not you like this chapter, what you thought of this chapter, all of that. And without the way, let's get right into the review. So we actually start the chapter off with the reveal and backstory of Toya Todoroki and how he quote-unquote died. And the reason why I put quotes around is because how it's described is that apparently he perished in a sort of training accident in his training area that he used to train with, and how the fire that consumed his body was 2,000 degrees, and that nothing should be left of him, that his body should be turned to ash, and the only thing that they found was his lower jawbone. So, you know, that explains why his jaw is affixed to his face by staples. But there's always this slight question of, and yet back then alluding to either continuing into the backstory or even like how back then he was supposed to have died but yet was still alive. And from here, we get more of his backstory. We see that he's always been training with Endeavor, that he was a firstborn, and how he didn't possess Rei's ice quirk. He possessed a firepower that was even greater than Endeavor's, meaning that even though he didn't have like the affinity for ice, his fire was burned hotter than Endeavor's, which could be the reason why it's blue. And from here, we get even more dialogue or inner monologuing, most likely from Endeavor instead of Dabi, because of like what is being told. It was saying that Toya lacked the ice quirk, but that he was still going to be like the prodigy child. He was going to raise him into a hero. But we also get the reveal of like why, even though Endeavor had this like son that had firepower stronger than him, it was actually Rei that like encouraged having siblings so that Toya could have people to lean upon, to have siblings to basically interact with. Unfortunately, that didn't go as well as planned, because even though the next sibling that was born was Fuyumi, we see an image of Endeavor preventing Toya from interacting with her. So, you know, even though Rei was like, okay, we'll have more children and adhere to your plan, but we're also doing this to like encourage them to communicate with each other. So this is all pretty much dialogue and monologue coming from Endeavor, and how he left all of his ambitions to Toya, as we see that even though Toya had this firepower, it has done harm to him. And even with Endeavor, we get to see that he believed in Toya. He believed that he could give all of his resentment, his jealousy, like everything that was bad about him, that he can give that up if it meant that Toya would be able to surpass him at All Might, implying that he did have feelings for his son, and that he could potentially changed if his son had still been alive, if Toya hadn't have died. Yeah, sure, he still most likely would have been abusive. He still would have like been very harsh to him, but there could have been like chances that he could have been more lenient, that his son could have like convinced him to like be better, like in the same vein as how Shoto has sort of convinced him to be a little bit better, learning from his mistakes, that maybe he could have changed, but because his son died and he put more burden on Shoto, he was unable to reach like that change until now. And then we cut back over to the present where you have Endeavor, who's still shocked by the fact that no, you can't be alive. No, you died. Wait, how? And he's just, and I'll say this, the entire chapter, he's just stuck. Like, he doesn't move, he doesn't react, really anything at all, which, you know, makes sense because he's looking at his dead son. And even just makes it even worse as Dabi taunts him. And it's like, oh, yeah, no, I'm alive, all right? But I'm a little bit, like, heartbroken. You didn't invite me to your agency, just infested with fire users. Come on, Dad. You should have invited me. So, you know, just Dabi's just being a total butt about all of this. As he, also, we get the reveal that, yeah, the League of Villains didn't know about this at all. Like, they didn't know that he was related to Endeavor at all. And they also try to wake Shigaraki up to give Gigantomachia an order. And while this is all happening, we're getting more information from the video confirming that Dabi is Endeavor's son. Because you have Dabi basically saying, like, talk to the League of Villains, like, oh, you want to do a DNA test? Yeah, sure, you can do that. I'll give you my blood. But, you know, I already did it. So we have showing the video and how in the video Dabi is saying, like, yeah, I'm 99.99% related to Endeavor by this blood test. But I mean, sure, I'm a villain. You may not want to believe me, but here's something else. I know about the Todoroki family. You know that fourth son that Endeavor was looking for with half fire, half hot? Yeah, that's Shoto. And yeah, he abused him too. As we also cut over to Fuyumi and Natsu, who come to this realization at the same time. And once again, you have Dabi, who, when it comes to Dabi, he looks up to Stain. He believes that Hero Society is like corrupt because of heroes like Endeavor and Hawks. And that's basically what this video is talking about, how the people are being fooled by these heroes. These heroes shouldn't be heroes because they're bad. They do things that are even worse than the villains, and how like the people shouldn't look up to them and they're being used. And why would you let someone like Endeavor be the #1 hero? And here's the thing, we even cut over to the Can't You See kid, who was a big Endeavor fanboy. And he's like, no, this can't be true. Endeavor would not be stupid, like, would never do this. Like, we're not that stupid. But then we get, like, another reveal that in this video, thanks to Skeptic and his, like, ability to, like, mess with technology, we have recording of Hawks stabbing and killing Twice. And if you were thinking like, oh yeah, no, Twice is still alive, we didn't see Hawks directly kill him or stab him. He's still alive, right? No, he stabs him like in the back too, like almost like straight through the spine. Yeah, no, Twice is definitely dead, and Hawks definitely murdered him, which, you know, is a no-no for heroes. Heroes aren't supposed to kill people, murder, just kill in general. No, that's not what heroes do, but Hawks did it. And what is even more interesting about this is that we also have Dabi's like, oh yeah, but don't worry, this isn't the first time he's killed someone. He was a spy, he infiltrated the League, and I asked him to kill Best Jeanist, and he did. So, you know, he's even worse. And I'm like, wow, Dabi, you're just horrible. You're just like jamming in the knife and twisting it even more. And to make it even worse, we get the reveal of why Hawks' identity has been a secret for as long as it has. Not just because he was a part of this government hero agency to create heroes, but it is revealed that his father is apparently a serial robber and murderer. In other words, he is the son of a villain. And a plot twist, Endeavor caught his father too. We cut over to Hawks and during this moment that Dabi is saying this, and I'm just like, wow. I mean, like, this is all like propaganda to an extent, but I'm like, he's making a really decent point about this, about how the top 1 and 2 heroes are like connected in one way or another to villainy, to like bad doings. But an argument that I would make for Hawks is sins of the father do not dictate like sins of the son, like inherently. I mean, sure, he still did bad things, but Dabi just doesn't care. He, once again, going into this monologue, once again talked about how these top two heroes are horrible, that the people are being tricked by the heroes, and that they should wake up, sheeple, is basically what he's saying. And once, like, in this video, and once he says this, the can't you see kid, like, he's coming to this realization. And Dabi, after he has finished his speech, he also ends it with, yeah, whether you believe me or not, the damage has already been done. There's no going back from this. So all I can really say is, thank you, good night, and Endeavor, thank you for hanging in until right now. I'm gonna kill you. So we have Dabi continuing, ending his speech, both like in the present and in the video, basically telling people that no matter what happens, society has and will change forever. There's nothing anyone can do about it. Society is going to split, and he begins to attack both Shoto and Endeavor. And like I said, Endeavor is frozen. Shoto's like, Dad, Father, come on. He's coming at us. We gotta fight this. Protect Deku. Protect everyone. Get out of here. Let's work together to defeat him. And Endeavor's just sitting there, just like, he can't do anything. And this is very similar to what happened against Ending, when Ending had Natsuo, where his family was in danger, and he stood there and did nothing. He could not act. Even after the horrible things that he had, he could not act, and he's not acting in this moment as well, as we see Dabi calling out Flash, Fire, Fist, Prominence. As we see Baku and Deku, he's about to do the Prominence blast. But then he's stopped by these two wires hitting the ground. His body stops moving. He gets entangled in this thread-like substance as we get the reveal that Best Jeanist is back, and he is starting work right now trying to capture the villains. We all knew it was Best Jeanist. We all knew that he was going to come back. I would say I was maybe 50-50 on whether Hawks actually killed Best Jeanist, but yeah, no, he didn't. And I think that instead of his jeans being blue, they're black, maybe? Ooh, Best Jeanist is styling as usual as the chapter ends. And boy, oh boy, it's very hard to have a chapter that can, like, keep us at the same levels as the Dabi reveal and everything. But I wouldn't say this exactly delivered on that exact same hype, but it just really continued the hype. Just getting to get more information about Dabi, about the Todoroki family, like learning like really how he quote unquote died. And most likely what we're going to learn, if not next chapter, within the really distant future, learn actually like how he was able to survive the fire, getting the confirmation that Toya's like firepower, Dabi's firepower, is technically stronger than Endeavor's, meaning that if Shoto and Dabi, when they fight, his fire is going to be like really like Shoto's fire is going to be not as effective. It's going to be weaker most likely than Dabi's, but because he has the ice, he can probably turn it around. So that's going to be a cool, interesting fight there with this confirmation. Also, just the confirmation that potentially Endeavor could have changed drastically in the past if just Toya had stayed alive. Maybe he would have been a better person, and those potential implications are very interesting in this chapter. And also getting to see Best Jeanist, also getting to see more of the rhetoric of Dabi, basically like just tearing down Hero Society even more than it's already being torn down right now. Like his plan of like, oh yeah, I'll release this video. Oh wait, Dabi twice. It's like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna make this video, just gonna release it. Oh, Hawks killed twice. I'll use that to my advantage. Here you go. By the way, Twice's father is a murderer. So, you know, just that was also just very interesting. Getting more information about Hawks and his family and like why his name has been a secret this entire time. But I still want to know really the interactions between Twice and Hawks. Like really like what that black bubble, it could have been his name reveal or it could be something else. I want to learn more, a little bit more about that. As well as just the reveal of like Dabi knowing how to use Endeavor's move. That was also cool, but then immediately being stopped by Best Genius. That was all awesome. I really loved all of it. Really did enjoy this chapter. Have been enjoying My Hero Academia this entire time. Most likely next chapter we're going to get more continuation of Dabi's exposition. Most likely we're going to see Best Genius begin to take advantage of the situation, trying to get all the heroes out of here by controlling their clothing, as well as attempting to capture the villains. Most likely not succeeding. Most likely Shigaraki coming back to like consciousness, telling Gatomaka either to fight or to run. Whichever happens next chapter is really up in the air. Me personally, I think that Shigaraki is going to retreat, because he may learn about Twice's death and maybe like, yo, let's just end this right now. Too much of our blood has been like spilled. Hero Society is already being broken up. We can leave for now and recuperate and then come back later. I think that's potentially what Shigaraki is going to do. Also to make sure like his friends don't get captured or killed. So I think that's going to happen. But we're going to get like a lot of like Best Genius like at doing his best next chapter. So actually, what do y'all think is going to happen in this chapter? Do you think that Best Genius is going to do a whole lot, or do you think that we're going to cut to other things? What did you think of this chapter? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you enjoy it? Leave a like on the comment. Leave a like and comment, as well as subscribe to my YouTube channel. Do all of that cool jazz. And I'll catch you in the next video. Goodbye for now.